Welcome back to Ugly Truck. Today it's not ugly and it's not a truck.
All right, quick story on this car, I guess. The same guy that we got the Dodge Dart from, he also had this thing in storage. It's been, hadn't been on the road in maybe like 20 years, but it was not in a dirty, filthy barn. It was in a pretty nice storage area. So the car's in pretty good shape. It's a 1972 Volkswagen Super Beetle. What makes it a Super Beetle versus just a regular Beetle is it is a couple inches longer, make it more spacious inside, and it has McPherson struts on the front suspension. Okay? Do you know where the McPherson strut name came from?
Some guy named McPherson?
No, his name was Strut.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Give my joke?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Walked into it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So it's got a 1600 cc, 1.6 liter motor in it, horizontally opposed. It's air cooled, so we don't have to worry about freeze plugs or anything like that. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Be a nice break for once.
Tired of freeze plugs.
Yeah. So we think that maybe we're just going to end up having to throw a battery in it. Yesterday I drained the fuel out of it. The fuel is a terrible root beer color. It's horrible. So we'll put some fresh fuel in it. We're going to replace this fuel line and get a new fuel filter on there, even though that looks fairly new, but the fuel looks bad. We'll drain the oil, fill it back up, get some zinc in it and some old oil that's got some zinc in it, and put a battery, and hopefully it'll start and run. If it does, we have a set of new tires over there for it. These are all dry rotted from sitting for so long, and we'll throw some tires on it and hopefully be taking this thing for a drive today.
Sweet.
Okay?
Yeah. The lift is getting a good workout today.
Ooh, I know. Yeah, it still squeaks.
Yeah.
All right. All I'm going to do on this thing is make jokes about it being air cooled.
Okay.
So I hope its head gaskets didn't blow. We'll know when we take the plug off. See how much water's in the oil.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. Now I gotta walk 20 feet. Get to the thing. 18.
Small enough. I'm sure we could have just put it on
Oh man.
backwards. That would have been a...
Then I would have it pulled it outside.
Do a big loop-de-loop.
Turned it around. So yes, it is on the hoist backwards actually. The engine should be at the front of this hoist because this hoist is a asymmetrical hoist. But I have the Beetle pulled as far forward as possible, and there's no way that it is maxing out the limits on the arm of this thing. So, okay, no coolant in the oil.
Oh, that's good. No milkshakes.
Nope. And then this thing for an oil filter, it's just like a screen underneath this. You take this plate off, and then there's an oil filter comes with a new screen basically, and it's not much of a screen. It doesn't pick up a whole lot.
Yeah.
And then a new gasket for that surface to put that on. That's what they consider an oil filter for it, but we're gonna just put fresh oil in it and not worry about that today.
Yeah.
So, because I'll guarantee you the screen, it probably looks like new the way Bob maintains things, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I don't have to worry about it not sealing.
Yes.
You could take the engine out of this car in like 15 minutes if you had ever done one before.
Yeah.
They just drop out of the bottom here. Pull the tubes off for the heaters going up front. But it just separates right there.
Huh.
That's what holds it to the frame. And then I can't remember up top what it is, but but the whole thing just drops down. This is nice and flat, so you could just put a jack underneath it. Really easy to work on.
Yeah.
Okay, and I believe it's because of World War II.
Think so?
They made these cars to be easy to work on because they actually used them in the war.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
Not in 72.
No.
The only war that was going on in 72 were my parents fighting at that time. So. Okay, so we got the oil drain. You gonna do the tires?
Sure.
Cool.
Say cool because you don't have to do the tires?
Did you order snow tires for it?
No, I didn't.
So oil fills right here. Okay, Rotella, again, T4, conventional diesel oil. It's got a little bit of zinc in it, but we're gonna add some more to it. This is the strangest thing we've worked on in a long time.
A little dipstick.
Okay, so far it took 3 quarts, and it's showing that it's full on the dipstick. So
Cool.
add the STP boogers.
Boogers.
I was just talking about how easy they are to work on. I can't get the air filter off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Did you get that one, Paul? There we go. Oh, God.
Oh no. It's an oil bath filter. Oh.
No, you potty outside. So outside.
Alright, so I'm just gonna make a line exactly the same as that one, except I'm gonna use more modern 1/4-inch fuel line for it, okay?
Cool.
Something that can handle the alcohol in it, the ethanol.
Cool.
Got a new Wix filter.
Sweet. Yeah, goodness. Are you feeling okay?
Why?
That's a clear filter.
Oh, I know. That's all they had.
Did you complain? I know you're anti-clear filters.
Yeah, I know. I figured if it was good enough before, it's good enough now.
Alright.
Okay. That fuel does not smell good.
No.
Okay, so we won't hook it up to the carburetor. We'll pump it until we get good gas coming out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably a good plan.
This would be a fun one to drive.
These are fun.
Well,
I always love these little guys.
it's a driving experience. Definitely.
It's like a little go-kart.
But slower.
Yeah.
The fuel pump looks new, and the carburetor looks new. So hopefully we won't have to do any of that. We'll see. Maybe just some fresh gas and some good oil in it. It might be all right. Okay, so we got oil in it. Let's check the oil again. This is how you check the oil in a car, people.
Yes, pay attention. Pay attention. Okay.
It's a pinch over full. Okay?
Okay.
But that's fine. If it's over full after we run it a bit, we'll drain it down to the right level. While we're talking about checking the oil, just about every car that comes into our shop, you can't even read the oil on the dipstick. That's how low they are.
Yeah.
Manufacturers are using low friction piston rings and they're using low weight engine oil, and new cars, they tend to burn oil. Do yourself a favor, check your oil once in a while.
Yeah.
Please.
Please.
It'll save yourself thousands of dollars.
Yes.
Then I'll have more time to do videos.
Yes.
And I won't have to put engines in cars.
Yes.
That's the goal.
Tired of it.
Yeah. So check your oil, especially if your car runs 020.
Yes.
That's pretty thin. That's thin oil. The car manufacturers and the government, they're not going to be happy until the engines are running off of vegetable oil.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they want everybody, you could either drive around in the morning and depending on what you put in it, either smell like French fries or bacon. But they're doing that to increase fuel mileage.
Yeah.
So the thinner your oil is, the less friction it's going to, or the less mass it takes.
Yeah.
It makes that engine, the rotating mass, spin a lot easier. But it just burns oil. So
Yeah. Yeah.
So you save 1 gallon of gas and burn 3 quarts of oil.
Yeah. At least.
Yeah. That's my rant for today.
Okay. Good job.
Yeah. All right. So I'm not going to attach that fuel line yet because we're going to crank the car over. And it does rotate. No problem. It's one of those, we didn't have to break it free or anything. So I think this guy did go and do that every once in a while, maybe try to crank it over or whatever. But the bad thing of that would be that carburetor is full of that junk. So
Yeah.
and you definitely do not want to run old fuel through something like this, or any engine for that matter. Okay.
Okay.
So battery, right?
Battery.
Okay. Batteries in the back seat, underneath the back seat. Let's see. That battery looks new, but it holds a charge, but it doesn't have any amperage. All right, here we go. Some negative. Wires right there that go nowhere for some reason.
Hopefully those aren't important ones.
Yeah. All right, this battery bolt's not doing anything, so whatever. But yeah, here's 2 wires that aren't going to anything. Okay. I'm gonna have me the funnel. I'm gonna put some fresh gas in it. You would think this is where you add the antifreeze.
Yeah.
Resser's. Resser's coleslaw.
Yeah.
When you're really hungry for coleslaw. Try Resser's.
Yeah.
I wonder what that smells like if I open that up.
I don't want to know. All right.
Oh, that's 5 gallons. So. All right, so I'll pull the fuel line off here.
Okay.
You jump in the car and crank it over for a few seconds.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll crank. We haven't tried that, but hopefully it will.
Yeah.
And we'll crank it over for a few seconds, then we'll try and get it to where we got fresh gas coming.
Oh, well, we'll have to do a clutch probably.
Well, I got the wheels off the ground, but hopefully it's in neutral. It won't have a neutral safety switch, I don't think.
Okay.
It might, but I don't think so.
Alright. Are we ready?
Yep. Yeah. Okay, it's pumping, but it's brown stuff. It's not fuel yet. Go ahead. Yep. Still looks terrible. Okay, I'm gonna bottle feed it.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Sure. All right, I'm gonna give it some gas.
Alright, here we go.
Go ahead.
Ready?
Okay, got everything it needs. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Again.
It wants to go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Ready?
Yep. I'm gonna hook the fuel line up to it now.
Okay.
Alrighty. Give her a shot. Yeah. More. Alright, it's not getting fuel for some reason. Sounds cute, doesn't it? Alright, turn the key on for me. Okay. Alright, that thing's got power, so do it again so I can feel it. Okay. I would think I would feel it click or something. It doesn't move at all. So, all right, so the carburetor, it's not running off of its carburetor, so I want to check this little solenoid thing here. We checked power going to it. It does have power. 17 maybe. I brought every size wrench over so I don't have to go 500 times.
Mm-hmm.
If this thing is gummed up, then that could be the problem. Okay. We'll hold that to the negative.
Sure.
Okay, so 12 volts to that lead, ground, and works. Okay. So now we gotta check it on the car. See if this thing's giving enough to it to open it. I would think fuel should have come out of there though when I took that out, and nothing did, right?
Right.
So go ahead and turn the key in the run position. Okay, so that's working.
Okay.
No fuel came out of that. Key's off, right?
Yep.
Put that back in. Like that. I'm just gonna take top of it off and see how it goes.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, doing it this way, see I'll be able to drop some of these screws.
That's what I was thinking.
And then you won't be able to find it
Oh, cool.
anywhere. So,
Love when that happens.
yeah, it helps.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird that it's brand new looking. Maybe it's just completely full of junk.
Yeah. The gas cap was like glued on, so
Yeah.
whatever that gas is, it's pretty gooey.
So far though, it hasn't dripped 1 ounce of water.
That's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no coolant problems.
That's a nice change.
Now, will the top of it come off without the gasket tearing? That's the other problem. They didn't have a carburetor kit for it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is there another screw somewhere I'm missing?
Not that I see. There's not one on the back of it.
2, 3, 4. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Alright, if you're pulling one of these off, be careful because the gasket will tear. Okay. We don't have a carb kit for it right now, so let's see what happens. It's a needle and seat. Bowl's full of fuel, so why isn't it getting any gas though? Right? Is that the question?
Yes.
Okay. This would be the accelerator pump squirter. And so it's definitely not doing anything.
Oh,
Right?
it just did something.
Did it?
There it is.
Oh, a tiny little bit, huh? Okay. Might be because this thing is not engaged. Alright. So cool. So if it was that thing, that'd be enough that it's backed out, that fuel would pass through it. But it doesn't. float out. What's it look like in there? Huh?
Pretty brown.
The whole bottom of it is just this gummy junk.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So we're gonna have to take the carburetor off. Okay.
Okay.
Just like you said, right?
Mm-hmm. I told you so.
I told you so. I told you so. Alright, I gotta get some tools. We gotta walk all the way over and get my tools.
Okay. Hey, how's it going over there?
I'll be back.
Okay.
Come on.
All right. Oh, I was starting to worry. You were gone for a long time.
Inside this pan here, there's like a fan that forces the air off of the exhaust up into that heater box that forces it up to the front of the car, basically for heat.
Sweet. So that means you don't have to worry about freeze plugs or heater hoses.
That's right.
Because the heater hoses will get you sometimes.
Yep. That's the only piece to that carburetor, it looks like, right? There's not another half to it.
Yeah.
So we might be okay without getting the kit if we can get all these pieces to move.
There we go.
Okay, so there's like a little layer of goo down on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
So all of its passages are probably full of that goo also. So
Yeah.
carburetor cleaner, right?
Sure.
Throw some carburetor cleaner through everything. Oops, sorry. Turned upside down carefully in case there's a check ball in there. Get you? Okay, that one's not plugged up. That one seems to be plugged up, like the bottom one, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I wonder if there is a check ball or something in there. Because it's got to be glued in.
Accelerator's starting to do something.
Something's happening because you can smell the bad gas now.
Really didn't want to take this one off because I'm worried
Yeah.
about that gasket. But that one, the accelerator pump probably gets filled by that. So
If you could stick your straw up from the bottom there
oh yeah.
and squirt backwards through the...
No, we're just gonna have to take it off. Okay. If we can do this one and the gasket's okay, then we're all right. Will the gasket tear?
No.
Hmm?
No. Gross.
It's the diaphragm for that. Everything in there is pretty gross.
Yeah.
That should come out. Oh no, this should come out though.
There we go. There, it's clear. Serious gross stuff in there.
Oh, we just need to be able to get some fuel into it. That should be some kind of a check valve, I would think.
That's what I'm wondering, if there's a check ball glued in.
No, it'll probably fix it.
What?
WD-40.
Ooh.
Okay. What do you think about these jets? Okay. They're gummed up, that's for sure. Yeah, another ring. Yeah, I think that would be the needle for idle. Slowly drains in there. I think I did something, right?
Yeah, something's happening. Oh. There we go. Alright, there's your proof. WD-40 fixes everything.
Yep. Okay. Alright, so we got the accelerator pump should work now, right? Curious about these. Don't want to. So that thing's plugged up, right?
Looks like it.
Got that one.
Yeah, that one smelled like old gas too.
Whatever it does, we know it's going to be different.
Yeah.
We fixed a couple things, right? So,
Ooh, look at that.
okay.
Alright.
Alright, so that's what we're after. Aside from the other jets that were plugged up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all the jets that were in it were plugged up. This thing would have never ran like this, would it?
No.
Alright, so if that thing hadn't been so gummed up, I would have counted how many threads that this thing was already screwed in, but it was too gummed up to screw it in, so I'm gonna back it off to start with 4 turns out, okay, from being bottomed out. And this one here, I have no clue what it does, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
Float.
Float. Why do they call it a float?
You know who invented it?
Bob Float?
Bob Float.
Oh.
Be easier to put back together like this.
Mm-hmm.
There's a drain plug from Frankenstein.
Oh. Poor Frankenstein.
Poor Frankenstein. Poor me.
I know.
I had to work on it. You know?
He's doing his best.
I don't think so. I do not think so. Like this carburetor, this is a great example. This thing looks brand new, but
Yeah.
almost every passage inside of it was plugged up. But we can go fire up Frankenstein and it looks like the carburetor was sitting in a mud puddle.
Yeah.
And it starts and runs off. So just because the carburetor looks all shiny and new doesn't mean that it's not gummed up with stuff.
Yeah. But it wasn't that big a deal to take it apart and clean it out either, you know. This one was it's a pretty simple carburetor.
Right. And if it wasn't a simple carburetor, I would have torn it apart on my bench piece by piece and laid it out.
Yeah.
You know, but there aren't many pieces to this thing, so kind of did it willy-nilly. That's it, right? You put it back on. Carburetor return spring, throttle return spring. That's a pretty important part.
Yeah.
It's very surprising when you start them up, you forget to put those on.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're using the old gasket, line it up where it was. Okay. All right, let's go. Okay. Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Hey, you got food?
Where's your friend? Where's your friend Juice? Where's Juice? Go get her.
Oh, I am excited about this.
Oh, yeah?
Huh? Oh, yeah. What you got?
I said go find your friend. That's your frisbee. Where's your friend Juice? Where's Juice?
I thought you meant frisbee.
Oh.
Are you sure you didn't say frisbee? I could swear you said frisbee.
Oh, my mistake. I might have. I'm just gonna wander around with this in my mouth for a while.
There she is.
Oh, there's Juice. Hi, Juice. Good morning. Oh, good morning. Goodness.
Rough nap.
Been snoozing. Oh, my goodness.
Alright, coils back in.
Sweet.
Let's go ahead and run the fuel line to it. Okay.
Very nice.
Very nice. I don't know why the gas still looks as bad as it does. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'd say the tank, the fuel tank, must be coated with that varnish too.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna do that for a while until we get a few tanks out of it. It looks like whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't taste like whiskey. Oh, not that I would know what whiskey tastes like, but
Yeah.
I'm sure it wouldn't taste like that. Put this piece in. That vacuum line, we're gonna have to replace all the vacuum lines, I know that.
Yeah.
Alright, yep, so we took the carburetor all apart. Every jet was clogged on it.
Yeah.
A couple of passages clogged up, and the accelerator pump, it was plugged up too. So
Yeah.
we fixed quite a few things on it, even though it looks like a brand new carburetor. And that's just what terrible fuel does sitting inside of a carburetor like that. So Okay. Sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you don't, but I'm betting that it's probably going to run okay by itself now.
Sweet.
We'll end up having to adjust everything, but
yeah.
Still, I bet it'll run.
Cool.
Should we try it?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Are we ready?
I'm ready. Let's go for it. Again. Again.
Ready?
Yep. Yep. Come on. There we go. I hear gas getting into it now. Try it. Sounds like Volkswagen.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. The pedal didn't feel right. Oh, there it's moving, I guess.
anything wrong with the pedal. Other than my foot hits the sidewall, so there's not enough room for an accelerator pedal. Tires?
Let's put some tires on it.
Yep.
Okay, so got some new tires on this thing, got it running pretty good. Jerry went ahead and put some vacuum lines on it. Those were all crusty and gross. So I believe at this point we are ready to take it for its first drive in how many years?
We think 20.
20-ish years.
Yes.
So here we go. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah. Right. Well, hang on a second. I'm gonna get the door for you.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness.
First time ever.
Oh my goodness, that's so nice.
Get in there. Hurry.
Alright. How's those pedals working for you?
If I put my foot just right, the arch of my foot misses the brake pedal.
Okay.
Okay?
Cool. Ooh. Yeah. Radio works. The tack works.
Tachometer works.
Very cool.
Okay, you ready?
Here we go.
All right. This is what happens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, it's got a lot of brake on the left side.
A lot of brake on the left side.
Yeah. They're a little underpowered. 60 horsepower is not a lot.
No.
So, you got to work with what you have.
Doing our best.
Please, let's go. If you were a semi-truck driver, they ought to make you learn it also. Brakes are getting better as we go.
Are they?
just maybe clean itself out a little bit. Get some good gas going through it.
Yeah.
Do what it's supposed to do. I love that it has a speedometer that reaches 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what that takes. All right, a 1972 Volkswagen Beetle. I'd like to say that it was an easy one, but it was not an easy one. The carburetor, it looks brand new. I took it apart 2 times actually, and it was gummed up with so much stuff. It took a ton of work to get this thing going. So rebuilding the carburetor, even though it looked like that, everything else we work on, the carburetor looks terrible, but it'll fire right up. But on this thing, no such luck. We say that we work on just about everything, and this is probably proof. So I think this guy, the guy who owns this VW, he is going to pass this car down to his son and his grandkids, and it's going to hopefully live another long life. And it's a great car. If you ever have an opportunity to drive one, I highly recommend it. They are a blast. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to ask him if he'll let my daughter take it for a cruise. It's probably the only chance she ever gets to drive a 72 Beetle. And hit the like button on this video, even though it's a Volkswagen. Okay, we know.
Sorry.
Yeah, but
I didn't make it.
It's a car. It's an engine.
Yeah.
So
It's a cool car.
it is a very cool car. And definitely subscribe. We really appreciate you watching our stuff. Thank you very much.